Today we're on the Kopano AstroTurf on Lower Campus. Specifically we're in the futsal area. And the reason we're here is we're doing a blind football coaching workshop. As soon as people hear the term like blind football, instantly they're like, what is that and how? How can blind people play the game of football? Usually you get a lot of confused looks because people will be like, how do you know where the ball's gonna go? If you've shot the ball, how do you know if it's in? You know, what does the referee do? What do the coaches do? It usually takes a bit of explaining on like, okay, everyone has blindfolds and that the ball has a rattle in it. Those, are the key points that are always given. Right before lockdown, we had connected with Keon Richardson, who's an international facilitator from the UK. And we had said, it would be fantastic to do a coaching workshop in South Africa like he's done in other countries, including Zimbabwe, Zambia, and various countries around the world.
IPSA, we stand for the International Blind Sport Federation. They govern blind football, so I work for them as a volunteer. So I established a Facebook page, or a Facebook group called the IPSA Blind Football African Network. So Muya joined, and obviously he's part of UCT Parasport, and he said he's interested in bringing blind football to UCT.
How do we maximize transformation, not just within the university, but in sport in general? Everyone spoke of racial transformation, and people were also talking about transformation in terms of equality between men and women. But for the most part, disability was invisible.
So for the UCT workshop, I want to specifically look at orientation and mobility, so how players guide themselves around the pitch. The outfield players are totally blind. Using their sense of sight is quite restricted. So again, it's all about touching and feeling and hearing. So making sure those skills are quite sharp.
In terms of equalizing the game, blindfolds. Okay, so the blindfolds will look like so. They need to cover the entire area of the eye. And those blindfolds will assist in equalizing the playing field so that everyone essentially will be a B1 during play. So that's also how sighted folks can play this game just like that.
We've had some people involved in the workshop who were just like, I had no idea this was a thing and how it worked. Certainly I hadn't seen it before. And watching it, realizing how absolutely fast and intense and skilled everyone is playing it, hopefully can attract people to just realize how competitive and what a high level of sport blind football can be.
What I've enjoyed the most is basically knowing that a blind individual can also gain control over a football. I think that's the first skill that the blind individual should know about. Like, look, the ball is on the ground, I can have full control whether I can see it or not.
What drives me and what I find quite fulfilling is that to see someone who's never kicked the ball before, to be able to dribble at the goal and shoot is quite fulfilling. So to know that I've had that impact that maybe no one else has done drives me quite a lot.
This country is football mad, yet if I say blind football to 9 out of 10 people, they'll say, what is that? I've never heard of that. How do you even play it? That is something that I want to change, and that I think everyone attending actually is keen on changing, is making the sport visible so that we can get to that point where there's a league in the Western Cape. Because once we get that going and we can show proof of concept to the likes of South African Football Association, the likes of the South African Sports Association for people with physical disabilities and visual impairments, then we're sure. Then we are sure that we can get blind football the respect it should have. I'd say the respect and admiration it should have in South Africa.